Okay, the nice thing about Excel is that, like I've said before, you can actually use it to calculate things. So as I was saying, we need to calculate the numbers for this line total. I don't want you to type it in yourself. How we do that is we type in the formula that we want Excel to use. Now don't be afraid, it's very easy. All we are doing is we're timesing or multiplying one number by the other. Now whenever you're going to do something that involves a formula in Excel, you must start with an equals. So I'm going to click equals on my keyboard over here. I click it and you can see it shows up at the top here. This is called the formula bar and it should be at the top of your screen. If not, ask one of the tutors to help you. The equals also shows up down here in the cell you were working on. Now what do I want to multiply? I want to multiply this 300 over here multiplied by this 2 at, hold on, this 2 at the beginning. So 2 over here multiplied by 300 over here. Now you can type in the numbers 2 multiplied by 300, but it's a lot easier to just click on the cells. So click on the 300 over here and you can see it says here, we're now going to calculate equals E14. What is E14? You can see this is the cell, the column E, and if you drag along, it's 14 on the side there. Okay, so I've got E14 multiplied. How do you do a multiplied? You go to your keyboard here and you click on this one here, that's the star. But the star is at the top, so you have to hold down Shift to get to it. So let's go back here to our screen, and I'm going to hold, let's just focus in, I'm going to hold Shift and the star key, so it's calculating equals E14 times by, and let's click on the last cell, so right at the beginning, let's click on this one here, should be A14, so I'm going to click on it, on the number 2. And so if you go back to your formula here, it says equals E14 times A14. And it's also replicated up top here in the formula bar. So you can see it in both places. Now I'm going to click enter and you can see what is my answer? 600 Rand. So the computer has automatically calculated that 2 times 300 is 600. And it's included the currency. If you want to double check what numbers you've put there, I'm going to click on the 600 again. Oh, if I can find my mouse. Click on 600, go up to the formula bar, and it saves the fact that it's E14 times by A14. It saves that for you. Okay, so now we want to do exactly the same for these ones here. So you could do exactly what we did, types equals 250 multiplied by 1 over here. You could actually type that in, or there's a quicker way. Let's go back to the 600, click on it, and you can see over here there's a small black box. Put your mouse on top of it, and what happens is your mouse changes from a white cross to a black cross, and click 2 times for me, 1, 2. And what it's done is it's automatically copied that formula down. So if I click over here on 80 and go to the formula bar at the top, it automatically says E16 times A16. So it's automatically done that for you. I'm just going to click undo and show you another way. You can also click on the 600 and then right click and go here to copy. I'm going to copy. So I'm copying the formula, and now I'm highlighting there and dragging down, highlighting the area where I want to put the formula, right click, and I go up to paste, and it's pasting the formula for me. So those are 2 ways that you can do it. There are several other ways, but that's the best way, the best 2 ways to do it. Okay, so now we know what the individual amounts are. We want to calculate a subtotal here. How do you do that? I can click here and I click equals, and I can go the long way round of clicking on each one individually. I could click on 600 plus 250 plus 80 plus 500, and if I click enter.
Wait. Tell them it's showing there.
Yeah, okay, so this F14, F15, F16, F17 are these individual cells. You can actually see there's a correlation of the colors. The colors match each other. You can also see this formula up in the top in the formula bar. Okay, and if I click enter, this is the total appears at the bottom. So you don't have to work it out on a calculator. The computer actually works it out for you. But there's an even quicker way to work it out. So I'm just going to click on the undo button so that it disappears. And now I want to introduce you to the auto sum. So if you go to your top bar here, it's that squiggle that we spoke about earlier, this one over here. If you put your mouse on top of it,
M on the side.
Yeah, it's a sideways M. You click on it, it says auto sum. Let's click on it one time and go back down to the bottom here. Oh, sorry. It's automatically used the word sum, and that's a built-in function on the computer, and it's calculating the sum of cell F14 to F18, and it's actually outlined the areas. So you can see it's adding also this empty block here, but that's okay because there's nothing there. So we're going 600 plus 250 plus 800 plus 500. Click enter, and again it gives you your answer here. So that's a much quicker way to calculate the total. Okay, we've got two more things to calculate now, and then we're done. We need to calculate